Great. Well, hey guys, welcome everyone. We're here for another great, Thursday afternoon interview. Today I have a special guest with me, Patrick Dunn, who's coming in from Vancouver, you said, right?
Yes.
Yep. So we've got Patrick from Vancouver. I'm not going to try to introduce him because, I definitely do a horrible job with things. So Patrick, why don't you let's introduce yourself to our audience, let them know a little bit about you, how you got into this crypto world, and yeah, let's keep it short, 3 to 5 minutes, and then we'll dive into it.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, my name is Patrick Dunn. I'm a director of Trial Token, which is a crowdfunding platform for legal cases. So people will put up their legal case, and then people can crowdfund for that legal case. Me personally, I have a finance background. So I managed and ran a lending company that did what's called factoring. And then I kind of started learning about crypto about a year ago. And when we were building this platform, which we've actually already built, it's called trialfunds.com. We wanted to incorporate the blockchain smart contract technology incorporated in this product. So that's done in a number of ways, which I can obviously explain to you guys. And we see a really good future in cryptocurrency and smart contracts and blockchain technology with a number of businesses that makes things a lot better and makes the world a lot better.
Cool. So before we get into Trial Token, it's always interesting, for us to understand where people come from. So, first, and I know, I don't want to put you in a box, but, how would you classify yourself? Are you more of a developer type? Are you more of a programmer type? Are you more of a marketing type person? Where do you fit? If you were to
Yeah. So I'm more of in the marketing and the sales of the product and the promotion of the product. We have a team of people that help us build Trial Token and the smart contracts and the blockchain technology. His name is Ilya Krugman, who's on our website, and he owns a company called Digital Panda that we hired. He's also a part of the company as well, but we hired him to build that side of things. So all of the technical stuff is handled by him, and he also has some developers that actually built smart contracts for the Russian government way back. So when blockchain was first started. So they handle that back end side of things.
Nice. So as a marketer or a community person or whatever, why don't you talk about how you got into crypto, how you learn about this world, why don't you kind of share some stories?
Yeah. So I had a really good friend of mine. He started a company called Vanbex. You guys have probably heard of it. His name is Kevin Hawk. He lives in Vancouver as well. So we knew each other because we're mutual friends and we're members of this place called the Vancouver Club. And he first started getting into crypto. So I started learning from him. And, it was a slow process. I just kind of kept reading and kept learning and just started learning, reading books about crypto and how it works and how smart contracts work. And I just became more and more interested in it. And I kept thinking of ways how a cryptocurrency and blockchain technology can help the business I was creating, as well as, the world. So I really picked his brain. He actually has a company that builds cryptocurrencies for people. It's called Vanbex, and he also had an ICO called Ether Party. And they raised, I believe, around $33 million.
Wow.
And then I had another friend. Yeah, they did a good raise. And then I had another friend who incorporated cryptocurrency, and that company's called NetSense. And the guy's name is Clayton Moore. He's another friend of mine in Vancouver. So I learned from those guys and tried to, get more involved in the crypto world and started going to crypto shows and things of that knowledge and just promoting our product.
Oh, wow. That's definitely quite the story. So now you come in from more, a networking angle. How long ago was this? Are you, did you set up your own little mining guy and were you mining Ethereum or Bitcoin early on, or, have you gotten into the coin side, or are you just more of it interested in the technology aspect of things?
Yeah, I own a bunch of coins. I own Tron, I obviously own Bitcoin, I own Ethereum, EOS. I've got a number. The platform I use personally for my own wallet is a wallet called Exodus, which is something I would recommend mean, I've got a number of wallets, but Exodus is the one I use mostly. It's a really good, secure platform. So I've been buying crypto coins for over a year and a half now. I haven't done any mining. Actually, my wife has done some mining, but I stayed away from the mining side of things. Just not for any particular reason. I just really haven't had any time.
Wow. So yeah, let's talk further then. So you've been in this space now, it seems like is a couple years, is a couple months? Are you still relatively new, or you know? Go ahead.
Yeah, year and a half. I'd say a year and a half. I've been buying crypto coins for about a year and a half, and I've been involved in it for about almost 2 years. We have our own coin that we've built. It's called the trial token. Right now, our public sale just started today, actually, at roughly 10 cents. And then once our public sale ends June 12th, and how it's going to work is that people who put up their litigation cases will need to buy our tokens as a fee. So let's say someone needs $100,000 for a case, a legal case. They'll put up all the information about their case, but they'll have to pay a fee of, say, $5,000. So it's going to be $1 per token. So they'll have to buy $5,000 worth of trial tokens from the initial holders. So we will keep a float of tokens. So we will buy back the tokens of the people that initially we sold to at 5 and 10 cents. The pre-sale was at 5 cents, at 10 cents for 50 cents, and then we sell it to the person who paid up the case for $1. So there's potential for people to get 10x on their money that got at 5 cents, and 5x on the money got in at 10 cents. We also have an agreement with Bancor. I'm sure people are familiar with Bancor. They're quite a big exchange to have our trial token put on that exchange as well when our public sale ends on June 12th.
Okay, so I guess you kind of pitched it, but I still don't understand what it is. So you're involved in some token project, and I guess it's called Trial Token. And I'm not saying that good or bad, but you know, telling me I can get a token for 10 cents or 5 cents or have a bonus, I mean, it really doesn't mean anything to me. So help me understand, you know, is there, you hopefully you're, I mean, I assume you're solving some problem outside of appreciation. And if you could maybe, let's spend some time, let's go through this, right? What is the problem you're trying to solve? Help me understand your token economy, how that's going to work together, you know, so forth and so forth. Because that's actually might be an interesting conversation to have.
Yeah, so the problem we're solving is that we find a lot of law firms, people come to law firms, like say for a patent infringement case or defamation of character, and they feel that it's a winnable case, but the people don't have enough money to fight the case. So a lot of these lawyers say, look, I mean, I think you have a winnable case. I think you were wronged, but you don't have the funds for me to help fight your case properly. So the problem we're solving is we're giving equal opportunity to everybody to have the ability to fight their case. Now, how that works is a person comes on our website that's already been built. It's called trialfunds.com. They post their case. They post all their legal information, or the lawyer can do it for them. And then people can who sign in, who want to invest in cases, can read through the case and decide if they want to crowdfund for that case. If the case is in fact won, they get a rate of return. So the average rates of returns for things of this nature are only between 25 to 30%. Now, how we incorporate blockchain technology are two ways. One, we use smart contracts for the transferring of funds to the plaintiff, to the investor to the plaintiff. And two, the cryptocurrency, our trial token that we're selling right now, will be needed for someone to post a case. So the current trial token holders can sell back the tokens for the people to put up a case. And that's how they get a potential uplift in their token. Does that make sense?
I mean, kind of. It's, I guess, I mean, why? Okay, so let me just repeat this back to you to make sure I'm grasping it.
Sure.
So the problem you're solving is that if I have a case, and it just so happens I watched an episode of The Good Wife the other night, and there was an episode where these people had a case of, I think it was like music rights infringement. So if I'm a person that's been wronged in some way, unless I have a very big case, most lawyers aren't willing to take on that case for a variety of reasons. And unless I have the cash to pay the lawyers, I'm basically kind of, up a creek without a paddle.
Pretty much.
So for that group of people who have cases, but the lawyers aren't willing to self-fund it, you are introducing some type of crowdfunding or crowdsourcing campaign where the person with the case can post their details of what's happened and try to garner interest and attempt to raise capital through crowdfunding to fund their litigation against the party or person or persons who have wronged them. So
Yeah.
then essentially this becomes some type of a loan instrument, or is this, I guess this becomes like a deferred loan instrument or something, where the understanding is if there are proceeds and there are winnings and earnings, a portion of those proceeds and winnings and earnings will satisfy the funders maybe first, and then give them some sort of rate of return based on how long the case takes or anything on that. And then that's how investors would be satisfied for their capital risk. Is that a
Yeah,
pretty good characterization?
that's exactly it. It's basically an unsecured loan. There are several companies that are doing this already. So the model has been proven and it works. And there are also a lot of hedge funds that have been doing this for years, but they only do it obviously for their own investors and they don't advertise it and so on and so forth. There's also a company called Mighty that just got $115 million investment from a private equity firm to do this exactly same thing. So it's starting to become a little bit more mainstream, I would say, but it's still relatively new.
So why would I need a token if if other companies are, so help me understand how the blockchain fits into this.
Yeah.
I don't help me understand why I want or why do I need a distributed immutable database for this project.
Are you asking why we're incorporating the trial token into this process?
Yeah, the first perception I have, and I'm not going to draw a conclusion because I don't have enough information, but it seems like this is just equity crowdfunding, and shouldn't this just be like every other equity crowdfunding thing? Like why ICO? What's the purpose of the ICO?
Well,
Wait,
the
hold on.
future.
Let me step back.
Yeah.
Are you guys a utility token, or are you guys a utility token, or are you guys a security?
We are a utility token. Good question. We are definitely a utility token. It has a utilitarian purpose to it. The token is used to post the case. Now, we see a future for this token where we can expand that into maybe notaries, where they would use the trial token to pay for services for a notary. There's all sorts of different things that we see in the future that we could utilize this token for.
So I'm not grasping. My first initial impression, and I could be wrong, and that's fine, is that this is just for crowdfunding, and the token is a crowdfunding vehicle. So I would exchange money into this token so I could go fund some legal case. Is that a fair assumption, or am I missing something?
No, so the tokens are used as a fee to post your case. So it's for the plaintiff, not the investor. The investor pays with fiat money. The person who needs to post the case has to buy our trial token.
Okay, so
think of it as
okay. Okay.
Who else does this? Yeah,
So
Kick ICO does this as well.
Pardon?
Kick ICO, they do the same. They have the same platform. I recently just posted my it's an ITO, but our ITO on Kick ICO, and in order for you to post your ITO on their platform, you have to buy their coins. So it's the same process.
Okay, so basically, how does your token function? Your token basically is used by people to post their cases. So why would help me understand this token economy? Why would I hold on to a token? Like, why wouldn't I like walk me through this process, right? How does the token work? I just buy some tokens, and whenever I have a case, I buy some tokens and post it.
Yeah, so I'll walk you through the process of somebody who's just a person wanting to buy our tokens and how they get out of it or get their
Well,
liquidity.
I mean, the person buying your token, I'm really interested in the use case because it's a utility token. I mean, the appreciation concept is simple, right? I buy a token on
Yeah,
Bittrex and hope it goes up and I sell it. I mean, that's pretty straightforward.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
So,
So a plaintiff, in order to post the case, has to pay us a fee. That's how we function and how we make our money. Now, we've got all these token holders that we've sold tokens to. Let's say someone needs $100,000 and is paying $5,000 as a fee to post their case. They have to buy $5,000 worth of tokens from us. So we go back to the original token holders that we sold to, and we say, hey, we would like to buy back your tokens. So an example would be the token holders, and it's a first come, first serve basis. The token holders, we would buy back at 50 cents. So this is an example. We buy back to 50 cents and then resell it to the person putting up the case for $1. So that way we profit and the original token holders profit, and they should, because they were the people that believed in us in the first place.
okay, so the model is you have a pool, and do you have a limited supply of tokens, or how does that work?
Yeah, there are 1 billion tokens out there. You can see the build up in our white paper, like the allocation of tokens. And once they're used to post a case, they're gone. So the more cases that we post, the less tokens there will be. So that's another way to
out of your
appreciation.
Out of your billion tokens, let's say you sell 300 million on your ICO. So there are 300 million tokens out there. And then you have what's called a list price of the token. So the tokens you're selling on the ICO are at a discount to your list price. So then from an investment perspective, well, even beyond the investment. So then what happens is, why would you be incentivized to buy the tokens back from someone you've sold it to? Or are you going to destroy all your supply after this pre-sale, or are you going to hold on to any on your end?
We have to buy the tokens back from the people we sold them to first. We can't use our own supply of tokens. That wouldn't be fair.
Why not? But what is it? Just because you're nice guys, or is there some sort of smart contract? Like, help me understand. And I'm not saying you're bad people.
Well, it's the ethical thing to do. I mean, it wouldn't be fair. I mean, it's all in our white paper and our ecosystem terms and conditions, which is on our trial token site. You can read through it. All our legal stuff is on there.
Okay, so basically I have to, okay. And then people post that token, and then basically your fee of what you're going to charge them, whether it's $5,000 worth of trial tokens or anything like that, your fee that's being charged is in line with what other marketplaces charge for crowdfunding legal cases. Is that a fair assumption?
Yeah. There's a number of different sites out there, and they charge a little bit more. They charge anywhere between 5 to 10% of the amount of the case. It all depends. I mean, sometimes if they need $500,000, the percentage goes down a bit, so it's a little bit more reasonable. Because if someone needs $500,000 for a case, they often can't afford $50,000. So it really depends on the size of the case. But I would say a quick answer for that would be anywhere between $2,500 to $10,000 in fees to post a case.
Okay. Interesting. Okay. So, what is the delta between your ICO token price and what your list rate is on your token side?
Yeah, so we haven't actually talked about that with Bancor yet. We've just signed an agreement with them. So We haven't determined on what we're going to be listing at. I'd say around 10 to 15 cents.
So your list rate on the tokens is 10 to 15 cents. And that's the buyback rate, or is that
No.
What's the buyback rate on your token?
For us personally, our buyback rate will be we're estimating to be around 50 cents.
50 cents. And then I'm
Yeah,
going to buy in at your ICO at about, you said 10 cents a token.
10 cents. Yeah.
Okay.
It actually started today. Yeah.
So I buy in at 10 cents a token, and then you guys have a bunch of capital between me and thousands of other people, or however many that go in your ICO. And then if and when you execute, what is your process for determining buyback precedence?
We are charging $1 per token for the plaintiffs putting the case up. So
No,
we're estimating.
what I mean is precedence. So like, for example, let's say I've bought some tokens in your ICO along with, 100 other people, and we all have 1,000 tokens each. So what is 100 times 1,000? That's, or 1,000 times 1,000. It's 1,000,000 tokens are out there, and you need 10,000 tokens. Whose do you pick? Do you pick one from everybody? Is it like round robin? Is it FIFO? Is it LIFO? Like, how do you get to choose who gets their tokens bought back?
It's FICO. First people in, or the first people will offer to take out.
Okay.
We felt that was only fair.
Okay. So that's that. And then, sorry, go ahead.
People can choose not to. I mean, some people may want to hold on to them, but we felt it's only fair to come to the people that came in first, to take them out first, because we feel that's the ethical thing to do.
Okay, so outside of the arbitrage angle, is there any other incentive or any other sorts of appreciation mechanism for your token? Does that exist?
I would say, because the tokens are gone forever once a case is posted, obviously there's going to be less and less tokens, so that might have an effect on appreciation on the bank or exchange. So I guess that's the answer to that question. Because once they're gone, they're gone.
And then for you guys, since you're buying the tokens back at face value, how do you, I guess you'll still hold on to a supply, so you'll make your money eventually over time by selling the tokens that you have to new plaintiffs. Is that a fair statement?
Yeah. We will use our tokens last, though. We'll make sure that we take everybody out that bought our tokens first, and then once they're gone, we'll use our tokens.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, it appears to me that from an investment vehicle's perspective, this really does seem like a security and not much of a utility on that front. So I'm curious to understand, how you guys are getting around, because it's clearly an appreciation play from an investment perspective, unless I'm actually going to go post a case, and chances are it doesn't seem like I'd ever post a case as an investor at this point.
Well, we were really careful with our lawyers, and the way we set it up, and you're more than, you can go look at the legal paperwork. We set it up as a non-for-profit, and the reason why we did that is to ensure that it had a utilitarian purpose to it. So our lawyers are confident that, we're a utility and not a security. That's such a gray area too. It's all up to interpretation. Me coming from a securities background, if you don't have equity in a company, then how is it a security? But it's such a gray area, and everybody has their own opinions on a security versus a utility.
Yeah, I mean, but you've got the SEC out there investigating people. The last thing he wants to do is basically kind of go on sideways with the government and everything like that, I'm sure, because there are definitely challenges on that front.
Yeah, well, we're not, we're not an American company, we're Canadian. So.
That's true. So maybe you don't have those problems. Um, so okay, so you've got your ICO, and you're an investor. So what do you think of this market? You know, the market's been kind of down for the last what 3 months or whatever. Everyone's saying that crypto's dead, blah blah blah. Oh my gosh, time to sell. Then there's a different group saying it's time to buy. What are your opinions on that?
Yeah, I think this is a long-term game. If you're want to be involved in the crypto world, I think it's time to hold. The concerns I have with a lot of these cryptocurrencies and people that want to take them on as a currency for their business, like say Bitcoin, is the volatility. It really hurts some companies like that. So, that's the one thing. I hope that the future will bring more stability to the coins, where they're not as volatile. But yeah, I think it's time. It's just the time to hold. It's growing pains of a new industry.
Okay.
There's also some weird stuff going on too. Like I read an article. The owner of Twitter, I can't remember his name, endorses cryptocurrency, and then all of a sudden he shut down all the advertising on his site. So I don't know, like, what's going on there? I don't quite understand. Maybe there's some government plays going on there or something.
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely. I mean, everyone can come up with conspiracy theories
Yeah,
on that front.
yeah. There's no real way of knowing, I guess.
Cool.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Well, we've been on for about 30 minutes. Anything else that you want to just cover, things like that? Or it seems like we've talked a bit about the project. We've talked a little bit about your background and your opinions.
No, I just really appreciate your time. And if anybody has any detailed questions, they can email me at admin@charltoken.io, and I'd be more than happy to have a Skype call with them or answer any of their questions through email.
Alrighty. Well, hey, thank you again for your time, Patrick. And good luck on your IPO.
Thanks very much.
Alrighty. Bye-bye.
Okay. Bye-bye.
End this. Sorry.